The Baltimore Orioles absolutely destroy the New York Yankees in Game 3, taking the season series. Can we please face more Luis Severino? We'll get into the significance of this game and the performance in this one. Let's have a mound visit.
Let's go O's!
What's going on, Birdland? Baltimore Bobst here, and welcome to the Baltimore Bobst YouTube channel, where we discuss all things Baltimore Orioles. I'm your host, Bobst, and the first thing that I gotta say is, how about them stinking O's? 9-3 drubbing of the New York Yankees, and it of course started off with that stinking 7th run first inning. Let's get right into this one. So Dean Kremer comes in top half of the first, goes 1-2-3 with 2 Ks on 15 pitches. And then it's the Birds' turn. And boy, did they enjoy hitting against Luis Severino in Baltimore at the beginning of the month. Who can forget the Birds chasing Luis Severino in New York? Well, they chased him again in Baltimore. So Rutsch leads off with a single to right before Gunnar also singles right off the jump, putting runners on the corners with no one out. And then my man Anthony Santander and Ryan O'Hearn hit back-to-back doubles, making it an early 3-0 lead. Hayes walks next before Adam Frazier hits a 395-foot blast over the right field scoreboard for a commanding 6-run lead in the bottom half of the first inning. Let's not forget, I have not yet once stated that there was an out, because there was none. It's 6-0 Birds, no outs, bottom of the first. Stinking incredible. The Orioles score 6 runs on 5 hits and a walk before recording their first out. That's when Ramon ends up K'ing. But the Birds weren't done. Then Westberg reaches on an infield single before taking second base on a steal. And then Rutschman, who batted around in the inning, he singles in Westberg from second, making it 7-0 O's and going 2 for 2 in the first inning. Man, what stinking fireworks, and how big was that first inning, that kind of game, to just jump all over him. That's what they did. They took their heart from the beginning, and what a bounce back inning after that performance yesterday. Man, that was fun to see. So, unfortunately, it took Kremer 32 pitches to get 3 outs in the top half of the second, which began to drive up his pitch count. And the Orioles go 1-2-3 in the bottom half. So it's still 7-0 Birds, top of the third. Bowers leads off the top of the third with a solo shot for the Yankees, bringing the score to 7-1, and the Birds go scoreless in the bottom half. In the top half of the fourth, Bader leads off the inning with a single before getting Allen to fly out and striking out Volpe. Higashioka then hits a 2-out single, putting runners at first and second before Bowers doubles in a run to make the score 7-2. Now, the Birds are able to get it back and more in the bottom half, however. Rutschman leads the inning off with a walk. Remember, that's his 3rd time on base. Top of the 4th. 3rd time on base. Rutschman leads it off with a walk. And then Gunnar doubles Rutschman in, making the score 8-2. Rutsch is not the fastest guy, but Rutsch is a heady base runner, So he was able to take that stinking double and go from first to home just by being an intelligent base runner. Santander grounds out to short before Gunnar takes third on a wild pitch. And then O'Hearn singles him in, making the score 9-2 and chasing Luis Severino. Luis Severino's final line: 3 innings and a third, 10 hits, 9 runs, all earned with 2 walks and 5 Ks. Like I said in the beginning, can we please hit against Luis Severino more often? I mean, I'd love to see this guy in the playoffs. That's 16 O's fans, 16 earned runs in his last 2 outings against the Baltimore Orioles. 16. It's amazing. Top half of the 5th, Stanton leads the inning off with a single, chasing Dean Kremer, who also only goes 4 innings on 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, with 2 walks and 7 Ks. That's after Baumann comes in and eventually allows a Bader sac fly to score Stanton, making it 9-3, which ended up being the last bit of offense for either team, because that was the final, 9-3. Now, what's interesting about that is, obviously Dean came in. He did not pitch enough to get the W, but he only goes 4. And this is obviously right after Tyler Wells gets sent down to Double-A, which is quite the demotion. And obviously he needs to go down there and get some things fixed. But I'm sure that Dean Kremer was not happy with that performance, given what his fellow starting pitcher is going through right now. Now, do I think that they're going to do that with Dean? No. Dean's had some quality. Tyler Wells is struggling on a completely different level. I wouldn't say that Dean is anywhere close to that. Obviously, like I said, you don't want to have that kind of outing after one of your buddies just gets sent down to Double-A. So, Birds and Yankees go scoreless in the 6th, 7th, and 8th. But how about Fuji coming in and giving us 2 good innings with 4 Ks? That's an outstanding sign. He's really turned it up a little bit. And if he can keep pitching like that, and we can get Yennier Cano back on track, which we'll talk about in just a second, man, the Birds got one heck of a stinging bullpen, dude. Especially 7, 8, 9. You don't want to go into the 7th, 8th, 9th inning down against the Baltimore Orioles if Fuji and Yennier get right. Danny Coulombe comes in and pitches the 8th, does a phenomenal job, holds the Yankees right there, and then Yennier Cano comes in with a 6-run lead, top half of the 9th, to shut it down and preserve the series victory for the Orioles. And what does he do except strike out the side? That was a fantastic inning for Yennier Cano. And it was good to see that because it looked like the old Yennier. 3 Ks to shut it down for the Baltimore Orioles, helping them take the season series 7-6. Now that puts the Birds at 64 and 41. The New York Yankees moved to 55 and 50, and they are still in last place in the AL East. They are currently 9 games back of the Baltimore Orioles, but now because the Baltimore Orioles have the tiebreaker against them, they might as well be 10 games back. Because if they were to, in fact, have a tie at the end of the season, the Baltimore Orioles would hold that tie against the New York Yankees. Now, just a great stinking ball game. Like I said, that was a playoff type ball game. And the Baltimore Orioles came out and they mashed in the first inning, going ahead and taking the hearts of the Yankees. They just could not come back, despite Dean Kremer only going 4 innings. So, what a huge baseball game, guys. That was huge for the Birds to get that one taken care of. And, you just can't say enough about these kids, man. They play so hard. They looked real good in game 1, obviously. Just a 1-0, 9th inning walk-off. And then you come back in game 2, and it's like, man, hopefully this isn't a trend. Just because they didn't play as well. And then they come back in game 3, and it's like, man, they just do not let the previous game bother them. They just come out and play, man. And that's so refreshing to see from the Orioles. Now, Tampa Bay Rays also won, so the Birds still have a 1.5 game lead over the Tampa Bay Rays going into an ever so important 4-game set with the Toronto Blue Jays, who are currently in 3rd place in the AL East. But, hey, Birds fans, savor it, man. series victory, season victory over the New York Yankees. They're our little brother this year. How awesome is that? So let's enjoy it, and let's stay and get back to work against the Blue Jays starting tonight. We'll catch you on the next one.